are listening to the KRCA Podcast, brought to you by speedcube.co.nz.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 17 of the KRCA Podcast. I'm your host, Liam Waddock, also known as Quiddy Quits.
I'm Jasper Murray.
I'm Isaac Ladder.
And I'm Oliver Jenks.
Thanks for coming on.
No worries.
Hey. Okay, so we're going to start some questions, but we kind of keep forgetting to mention that we do any questions in these episodes. So if you guys do have any questions for us, please let us know in the comments and we'll answer them next time.
Okay, so first up is the debate. So the first one we've got here is which New Zealander do you think will have the best kinch rank score by the end of 2021?
Dwayne.
I don't know though, because for that you have to be good at you actually have to be good at
Well, he's
everything.
already second, isn't he?
Yeah, Dwayne's tied for
No, but you have
Lucas.
to do like 5-line and stuff though.
But he's tied
Wait,
for
is he second on kinch? Is he second on kinch?
I think he's tied.
Dwayne and Lucas.
Isn't kinch only for average? I think you guys are talking about some of ranks.
Oh, he's tied for summer ranks for single then, I guess.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and for average, no, this is about kinch, because for kinch you have to be good at more events and stuff, and then SOO is more suited towards Dwayne.
Where is he on kinch ranks right now then?
Yeah, I'm
quickly
gonna check now. I think it's on WCADB.
I'd say he'd be up there.
Yeah, but he won't be as dominant.
He's
so I don't know
okay.
necessarily. Unless he specifically goes for kinch, I doubt he'll be at the top of it by the end of next year.
I mean, isn't he saying stuff about getting into FMC a little bit?
Well, I think he's doing that to beat Lucas on summer ranks though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's fourth on kinch ranks with a 56.69, and Lucas is a 74. He's still quite far off. Okay, so Lucas is quite ahead, and we've got Tom Nelson. I thought he'd be a bit lower. I thought Tom didn't do many other events apart from blind too much. And Tom Santamone is also a problem there. The top three could be scary by the end of next year. But I reckon for kinch ranks, Lucas could stay there.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's only doing one or two events now when he goes to competitions.
I mean, yeah.
Well,
but
I get the impression that he's kind of just practicing what seems to be the easiest to get a better ranking or beat its PRs and stuff. Because
Yeah, well,
he seemed to
I asked him, and he said he didn't even practice 3x3.
Yeah, but he's still pretty good at it for New Zealand, and he's just practicing 2x2 and maybe squad, because those were the events he had the best chances in for Nats and stuff. And so I think he is practicing. He's just doing it in non-conventional ways, I guess, just to So I think he has a decent chance of still staying quite up there for kinch and stuff, but yeah, he might not be as focused on it anymore.
it kind of depends if whether next year we do get another strike of you know what. Because that could change. I don't think we will really, because New Zealand, but I reckon they'll definitely change the rankings over a year, and it would also depend how long. So if we actually do have a lot of comps, 10 comps something next year, which I think James wanted to happen this year.
Why is feet still on here?
Yeah, why is feet on there? Yeah,
Why is
feet.
feet weird?
On kinch
Feet
ranks.
feet is one of the events.
It was removed a year ago. I think I saw this after February, so it was they're a bit late to removing that, but I guess they're gonna do it still. But it's still on here. They didn't have Magic on here. That's a bit unfair. No, I don't have a chance to beat that one.
Wait, Liam, do you have a feet average officially?
No, there are three of us doing feed it, and that's 2019, and I still didn't podium.
Wow.
Which is kind of sad. No, I think Lucas is going to stay at the top for kinch ranks, and then Dwayne will probably become first for some of ranks, is my guess.
Yeah, I think that's quite likely. I'd agree with that. So next is, who is the best non-sponsored Cuba? I don't know. Should we go on SOR 3x3 rankings and then just go down until someone isn't sponsored? I don't know.
Sure.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah, so this is just going to be a subtle nudge to the New Zealand Cube stores.
Okay, we've got Lucas, sponsored, Tom, sponsored, Dwayne, sponsored, Ben, sponsored, James, sponsored, Jasper, sponsored, Chingru sponsored, Lee sponsored, Adrian sponsored, and Iron is 10th. He's not sponsored. So he's highest on summer ranks, is it sponsored?
And then we'll go on 3x3.
This is summer ranks.
Yeah, but we're looking at 3x3 average as well.
What am I on summer ranks at?
Simon, Adrian, Ben, Lucas,
Isaac,
Jay. Is Jayu sponsored?
Who's this?
Jayu Tang.
Is he? I don't think he is.
Okay, well in that case he'd be the only person in New Zealand with the sub-9 official average who isn't.
Okay. You've got a lot of people on the summer ranks who've like quit cubing, I think, like Ethan Pan, Benjamin Agnew, McCund, Nathan. So this don't really count towards this because I don't really cube anymore, I don't think. Luke Edwards is up there too, actually. He wouldn't be a bad option either.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any extremely obvious picks who aren't already sponsored by the looks of things.
Yeah, like going back to a Niren, I can just jump in quickly. It's like the summer ranks is good, but there's no like one event where you're like, wow, he's really good, you know? Yeah. And that's something Cube Source will keep in mind is there's got to be some wow factor for like one event where you sort of shine, you know?
Yeah. But what is a Niren's main event? He doesn't really have one, does he?
He's sort of like alright at a few events, but there's no like standout one.
FMC maybe? Because he did get a single on that.
I think like FMC and blind kind of stuff.
FMC is one of those events where it's like the value of the sponsorship for that is less because it's not an overly like impressive event to watch as a spectator, and it's not as easy for them to understand, so the value of being good at that is less.
It's FMC. Okay.
Dang it, Liam.
Huh?
You've got better summer ranks than I do.
Yay, by like 2.
It's because I think it's...
Raphael. Huh?
For average, it's probably because you had managed to actually do 6 and 7, not DNF.
True. I've done 6 many times. I only have won 7 or 7 mean, and that's because like I keep never making cut off. I somehow got like some 5 and 1 some.
And then
but you have a mean too.
No, the thing is, what happened in 6x6 is I made the cut off, and then Bennett told me to loosen my cube. No, tighten my cube. And then it popped, but it was too tight for me to get the piece back in. So I went over the hard cut off because I spent the whole time trying to fix the pop.
Oh.
So it's all Ben's fault, really.
I should probably practice a fair amount of FMC and Meg Minx just to get those summer ranks down. And kid ranks, I guess. Because they're all like in their 40s, 30s. Square 1 as well, apparently. But I don't know if I should really care about summer ranks.
By the looks of my summer ranks, all the events I actually like, I have much better rankings in than everything else. So it's just competing in stuff I don't have an average in, and also 2x2 and one-handed.
Okay.
Which I'm not really very passionate about, so not too interested in this. I have started practicing my weight a bit, so I might get a better ranking in that. I'll also keep competing in clock and potentially practice more to improve from my 39th ranking. I think that would be the easiest one to do. But I'm saying no to 2x2. Okay, so the final debate question is whether or not we think Worlds 2021 will happen.
I think if it does happen, there'll be some interesting limitations. I think what they might do is make like a really hard cutoff so they don't have too many people, and it's only like the very best if they are going to hold it. So they don't. This is just a theory. But
I'm not sure whether to do that. Like,
well, they can't. They depending where they have it, they probably can't have too many people.
They wouldn't really make it Worlds though, would it?
No, but it's supposed to be, the best people.
Yeah, I guess so. But imagine like that's a way smaller competitor limit and restrictions.
Yeah, well then what's the point of having multiple rounds? Like, wouldn't it just be like one day?
That's true. Yeah.
One day of Worlds. It's one round of everything. One attempt of FMC. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I feel like if everyone can't go to it, like it's in mid-2021, right? Like July.
Yeah.
Have they actually announced where or anything?
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt places like America will be fine by then, unless somehow the vaccine does like work on literally everyone, and assuming everyone's gonna take it. But like, which I'm gonna assume some people won't, because
We don't need to get political here.
Okay. But I reckon not a lot of people will be able to go to Worlds if they want to. And it will kind of cause the computer limit to be a lot less. And it'll probably, I'm going to assume someone there may be infected if there's that many people. There's a good chance of that. That's a bit scary. So
Yeah.
I mean, if it's still a big, I mean,
Well,
if
I
it's a
guess,
problem, and if it's a problem in the Netherlands with coronavirus, then that's obviously probably not happen. If it's fine there, it also really depends on places like America where there is a lot of cases. So, as I'm going to say that if there are a lot of cases in other places still, by the time it happens, then it probably won't happen.
I feel like if it goes ahead, which there's a decent chance it will, but I don't think that'll happen. It'll probably be like a bit controversial in cubing, just because like a lot of the fastest people won't be there, and it'll just be kind of like determined by who is actually able to go. And there's a good chance that the world champion in some events will just be some random guy, you know? And also like it won't be as competitive, and it just doesn't really seem like a good way to decide who like the world champion is. It just might not seem like a worlds, you know? Like
Yeah, that's a good point actually. It would look really, really bad if we had like a terrible results of Worlds because no fast people could go. I don't think WTA would stand for that personally. They'd probably cancel it rather than do that.
If there are a lot of places that can't go, there are a lot of good keepers who just couldn't win at all, and it would be very unfair. Just rename it to like something that isn't this World Championships. This is the last second when everyone's already there. No one cancels registration. How many people are actually
none of the
registered?
Dutch people, only the Dutch people can win the titles.
Is there actually a registration list yet? I'm not sure if there is. Competitors list.
No, I think registration is open. Oh, I'm not sure.
It's not on the WCA list of comps.
Okay, it's not. Okay, registration opens around February 2021.
I think it has its own website.
Huh? Yeah, it has its own website, and it opens on February.
It says, "Welcome to the lowest WCA World Championship ever," and I'm assuming this is intended to be like in terms of sea level, but I'd like to think that that's about the competitors.
Oh, sure. Welcome to the lowest WCA World Championship ever. Yeah. Competitors 800 to 1,100. Yeah, that's probably not happening.
The question is, how long can they wait to make a decision on whether they hold it or not?
Yeah, true, because like...
I'm surprised it hasn't been cancelled already. I thought it would have been cancelled by now, but it's still...
They can't like do it a week before, you know?
You are listening to the KRCA Podcast, brought to you by speedcube.co.nz.
Alright, I didn't forget this time. So, we've got guest questions. Tips for sub 15 on OH with CFOP, Oliver.
Alright. I guess I'm still the fastest CFOPper, one-handed in New Zealand. Although I have switched to Roo, but let's say you're sticking with CFOP. I don't know, looking at the question, there's like a couple of ways I can interpret it. Like, are you talking about getting sub 15 and you're already sub 20, or like just in general, what do you need to get sub 15? I can do both.
I guess what do you need to get sub 15 from nothing?
From nothing. Okay, well, I think the biggest...
Know how to solve a cube.
Yeah, knowing how to solve a cube is an excellent start. I think the biggest thing that I see people struggle with is just actually being able to turn at a reasonable speed on one-handed. Like, let's assume you've got a good cube, because most people have a decent cube. The issue is the turning, because it's hard to turn with just one hand, right? The biggest thing for me which fixed this was I watched a lot of like videos from Antoine Canton, and I looked up how to turn every like move like R prime, L prime, etc. with the right fingers, so like a really good set of finger tricks down. That's your first thing. Second thing is just like strengthening the muscles in your left hand. So that just means learning how to turn fast for extended periods. So what you want to do for that, what I found helpful was using like 2-gen scrambles, or like last layer scrambles, or just RU scrambles, and just doing loads of those with every session, just because you can end up spamming the TPS once you get good look ahead for those kind of move sets to practice. So that's a really good way to just up your turn speed, as that's something a lot of people struggle with. Another good way to do that is like drilling your PLLs, since you're going to hit one of those every solve, obviously with CFOP. So like get a stack mat, see how fast you can do them, try and get as many of them sub 3 as possible. Like for sub 15, you've got to have, I don't know, like a 5-second last layer, say. So you have, your OL done in 2 seconds and PLL in 3 seconds with a 10-second F2L. Focusing on stuff like that is really what's going to get you down. For me, the biggest barrier in overcoming like sub 15 and beyond was maybe something you wouldn't consider, but it was actually EO, so like edge orientation. Because the biggest thing with like CFOP, and I believe the main disadvantage, which is one reason I'm currently practicing RU, is how bad certain PLLs are for one-handed. Like, you get a good solve and you get OL done at, say, 10, which is going to be a good solve, and then you get a freaking, N perm, and they can just turn it into like a 14 with like a minor lockup because it's such a bad PLL. So what you want to do to avoid this as many times as possible and reduce the proportion of like bad PLLs happening, which are usually the diag PLLs in solves, is working on EO. So learning how to orient edges as you're solving. So EO, it's not super hard to understand like how edges orient as you solve F2L. The important thing is remembering that the further you are into your F2L, and if you notice you have no edges oriented, the more you want to try and orient some, because .OLLs are bad, and when you get your edges oriented, then you can do something like COLL, and that gives you a nice RU PLL or a PLL skip. So edge orientation was the biggest thing for me. And like I say, so you got 4 peers, and the further you get into your solve, the more you want to think about edge orientation, learning like sledgehammers and like a couple of other alternative last slot insertion cases at bare minimum, like not full EO, but if you can do it in a convenient way, you need to do it. The only issue with this though is it does mean you are looking at more pieces, so like you're solving 2 pieces at a time for F2L, but with this you're looking at your yellow edges, so your edges on top. As you're solving the piece, it does increase the number of pieces you have to look at, but it makes the solve a lot more ergonomic for one-handed. So that's probably my biggest things personally. Alright. Yeah.
Then, sort of to go with that, what got you interested in practicing OH?
Well, I suppose it comes back to a bit of an old rivalry, actually. Some of you might remember, if you go back a few years, to a certain Cuban named Nathan Chong. We went to, I think it was Auckland, so I was Tech Week, Auckland 2017, when I met you, Liam. So that comp, Nathan went up with me and we stayed together. And I think he was slightly better than me at two-handed at the time. But one-handed, we were like exactly the same. And I was like, I cannot let this man beat me. So, I don't know. I just started practicing it and I got faster. I think for me personally, one of the main reasons I favour OH as an event is, this is kind of like a bit cliche, but I honestly think like playing piano or doing some hobby like that actually has some crossover, like just technique wise and say endurance, like the hand. Since OH is obviously quite it's a tough event, like energy wise, because you're using such small muscles in one hand. So I think having like a piano background does give you some crossover with like technique and just staying as relaxed as possible and minimizing unnecessary like muscle freaking energy. Like just being efficient with your hands basically, I think gave me a predisposition to want to practice OH. And yeah, it's a great event. You should do it.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know, I kind of want to get into OH at some point, but like, yeah, I don't know, it's just like 3x3, but I can't be bothered learning more Oaks for it. And I do arm moves with my my ring finger rather than my pinky, and I just can't switch. It's weird. It's
Oh, that's weird. Well, I was just looking at the like podium for Auckland, and it's like Adrian with a 17 average.
Yeah, see, that's easily beatable.
No, he beat my OH average. This is not okay.
Wait, 84th on the side shoot.
No, I'm not going. But Adrian's OH average is better than mine. Well, I have a 17.6 OH average that I've had for like the middle of last year. But it's very important that I'm better than Adrian at one-handed, even though I don't practice anymore.
Liam, I have a
Because I always have been. I don't know. It's been my claim to
OH
fame.
average than you.
You have a bit of OH average.
Yeah.
My official OH average is really bad for me. It's like 4 seconds worse than my global or something. I should hopefully beat it this time, but yeah, I don't really mind.
Wait, what's your 4x4 average now, Liam?
It's still 49.23.
Oh,
I can't beat it for some reason, even though it's really easy. It's
because you're not
quite
using my fullback.
Oh, true. Like, can I use yours for in different groups than the other one and see if I beat it?
I lent Liam my 4x4 at Nationals.
And they got a really
And then we
good
got the
average at
exact
time.
same
So I averaged
average.
like 55, and I got a 49 average. But now I can't beat it anymore, even though I average like 47 or something. I always go over 50 seconds for some reason. We have a 45 average. Nice. And I've been close to getting a sub 40 single like 3 times. It's kind of sad.
You are listening to the KRCA Podcast, brought to you by speedcube.co.nz.
Okay, so let's move on to the New Year in Auckland podium predictions. So I guess we'll just go through each event and kind of look at the psych sheet and just determine who's probably going to make the podium. I guess we'll start with 2x2. So Tim's first on the psych sheet, but like Nationals happened, so he's
Come
not,
on.
he's not
He
necessarily
can't-
going to win.
That's like that's really unlikely though. Like he's so much better than everyone else at this
Yeah.
competition. Like
And Lucas isn't here, so
surely put him in first.
yeah, Tim's
Lucas
Tim's gonna win.
Oh wait, no, I clicked on something. I clicked on the 2x2 national rankings by accident. Nah, Tim's got this one.
Okay, yeah, Tim first. You got Alexander and Jerry in second and third. I can't see anyone else like down below who's like been practicing.
I'd put Alexander in second because he won nationals for 2x2, so he's got good potential for that.
And then I'll mix it up and I'll say Tom sent him on net for third.
I feel like probably not. I don't know how much he's planning on practicing, but
When did he get the average though?
probably a while ago.
I only check his recent 2x2 results. Yeah, he's mostly not getting sub 3 at all. I know he got the 257 at Nats, but
Oh, okay.
most of his
Oh,
averages
was that the
are
really
sub
easy? Was that the really easy?
3. Yeah, I think it was. It was group 2. So I'm gonna say that I think Jerry is actually good at 2x2. Like, he actually practices a lot more, I think. So I'm gonna say Jerry's third anyway. I just went with the psych sheet, but it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that's the kind of problem with New Zealand psych sheet is there's generally 3 good people for most things, and then
Yeah. True.
3x3. Wait, what are we doing? Are we gonna go in chronological order? Or are we doing 3x3 last?
I guess we're doing 3x3 next. I'd say Adrian's a pretty easy pick for this because Simon said he isn't really practicing anymore, so he's not sub 8 now. And Adrian has much better comp performance anyway, generally.
Yeah.
Like, Simon did well at that comp, but Adrian has a good history with that.
Oh, Adrian's like nearly top 100 for both average and single.
Whoa.
He's like, yeah.
What do you need for
So-
top 100 in singles? Like 3.7 something? 3.8?
3.7.
That would
That-
be
that-
second,
that-
in fact. That's good. That's what you need for top 2.
Wait, so it would be like 5.5 then?
Probably.
I feel like 5.5 is too hard and 5.6 is too easy. In terms of top 100 anyway. For some reason.
It's like the same solve with its bit different timer stop.
Yeah, true.
Oh, maybe not. But like,
So it'll be
that's
Adrian,
not a very
Simon,
big
and
difference.
then I don't know.
I mean, Simon won't necessarily come second. I mean,
think-
Tyler's like shit.
No, Simon will podium. Simon will podium.
I don't know how much Serena's been practicing, but she did get that 9 average. Oh, actually, I think that 9 average was pretty good for her, because I'm looking at her other averages, and at that competition, her other 2 averages were over 10, and then she's only got
Okay, but
2
like,
other sub 10 averages.
This could just be the situation that I have in my official 3x3.
Yeah.
So I'd
That was
say
Auckland
Serena
summer.
will podium. Yeah, and that was a while ago, so like,
Yeah.
definitely Serena will podium.
You know, I'm gonna say James is gonna come third. Because I think he's fast. He's a bit faster than his official average right now. I don't know why he doesn't have a faster average.
Well, he doesn't practice 3x3 anymore, but yeah, I think he's probably still sub 9.
Yeah. That's what
So
I'm
yeah, I
thinking,
guess.
so-
Well, there's like Serena, Tom, James, Cheng could all really come third. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say Adrian, then Simon, then James. What do you think, Oliver?
For 3x3,
Yeah.
I do agree that I think Adrian is my number 1 pick. For multiple reasons. I think he's capable of a far better average than what he got at Nationals. As that wasn't even that good an average, considering that Solves is capable of better.
It's not great.
Let's see who else is going. I feel like Chong Ru is going to be on the podium somewhere. I'm not sure after first. I reckon Adrian will win, but my second and third picks aren't as obvious. And Simon is going. The thing is, Simon could pull something out of the bag. Like, not practicing doesn't mean he's going to suck. He's capable of those averages, and it won't take him long to get around that level.
Yeah, true. And I guess not practicing will make him have less nerves as well. I don't know how terrible his nerves are, though. I don't think they're that bad.
oh, he has really terrible nerves. He just did a lot of working on it between like 2019, like his last comp, and then the US one, like with performing under pressure and that whole book and doing all these exercises and stuff. He still gets really nervous, but he actually knows how to deal with it now. So he probably has the best mental preparation of anyone in New Zealand, but he still has like stronger nerves, I think, than like Adrian.
Like, he'll probably care less now. He just kind of wants to catch up with everyone, I guess.
Yeah, he said he'll be less competitive now because he's focused on rolling.
Okay, so should we move on to 4x4, I guess? Oh, James isn't in the podium. I thought he would be.
I'm pretty sure, but Simon doesn't do 4x4 anymore, and that was his overall PB, so I think I'd put James for third.
Yeah, true. So,
And then I think basically, other than that, the psych sheet.
so was it 4x4 or 5x5 that Jenks said he's never won but only come second in 5 times? Because it was either 4x4 or 5x5 where he came second 5 times and the first places were different people. If Angela wins 4x4 and he comes second, then it will make it 6. Like, again, with 6 people who beat him. I kind of want Ching to win this one because he kind of deserves to win 4x4 for once. After coming second 5 times, I guess. I don't know.
I'd say that's a reasonable reason. They both have a 33 average, so
Yeah,
it
they're
seems
very
like it
similar.
could go either way. And if Cheng has a streak of coming second, I'd put him in first, and then Angela, then James.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Ching, Angel, James. Okay, 5x5 now? Alright, we got Ching ahead by like 5 seconds there. And then Tom and then Angela. Angela and Alex are very similar in terms of average as well. I haven't really seen Alex on the Big Q podiums too much recently, I don't think. But yeah, I guess I guess Ben's not coming to this one, so it's a lot easier. So I guess let's go with the how psych sheet's going. Let's Ching, Tom, Angela. 5x5.
I must say, I love the Stanton Barnett's WCIG's Stan.
No.
And Angela's is just brag.
And then James is MacD.
Oh, and Iron's is, well, that's just his last name, it's just Hunt.
Nice. Mine is Wade.
Wade.
Okay. I was going to say 6x6, but I decided not to have bad events. No, I'm kidding. 3 blinds. So Cole was quite ahead, but it's 3 blinds, so DNFs could happen. But I think he'll be fine, especially if he's
I think you can't
he has to.
really plan for that because everyone's got the same risk of DNFing, so you sort of just have to go.
True. Yeah. I kind of. I mean, Naren's been to a lot of comps, and he has 2 blind successes out of all the comps he's done.
Right.
So I'm gonna say he's gonna DNF. I'm just gonna assume that, and that Luke will come 3rd. So I'll go with Cole and then Tom and then Luke, because I don't know if Naren's gonna make it. Because he usually doesn't, I don't think.
Yeah, I guess that seems good.
Okay.
One-handed, they've got Ching, Tom, Adrian, Serena, and Jerry, who have a sub 20 average. And I don't really know anything about any of these people's OH times at home or anything, so I won't really say anything.
Okay. I guess I'll go with the psych sheet and just say Ching, Tom, and Adrian, because that seems most likely on here. Okay, clock.
I think Liam is the obvious pick here.
That's what we said about the last 2 comps though. But now I'm kind of prepared now.
2 rounds.
Still.
You have your strategy.
I do have the strategy. I mean, this psych doesn't look very good for me right now, does it?
I'm gonna podium clock.
I'd say for the psych sheet, I'd put Liam, Luke, Elias.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. Because I don't think Luke practices anymore. And Elias, I think that's a good average for Elias, so I'm not sure if we'll get such an average again.
Considering he jumped up 4 times in the average.
Yeah.
Because I think all of those singles were better than his he got 2 or 3 8s.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got 3 8s, which I think were all really good for him.
Wait, did he? What was his worst counting self then? Because that could have been
12.33.
Wait, counting?
Yeah.
Oh god, okay. That's...
He had an 860 and an 859 counting.
Oh jeez. Okay, he could have podiumed easily.
Yeah, those were his first 2 solves were a 12 and a 13, and then he got 3 8s.
Oh, okay. So, I'm hoping it's going to be me, Luke, Elias. I don't want to predict anything because it's
Put yourself in 12th, and then you just don't have any expectations.
True. 12th is still quite high considering there's 23 people. I put myself in 23rd. Okay, Mega Minx. But we've got James and Alexander there, so that's gonna be quite hard. I know Brendan's the other one there with a sub 1 average, but I think Caleb averages 52 now. So his official average is really bad for him because it's 122. So I'm gonna say Alexander and then James, like what happened at Nationals. And then I'll put Caleb in 3rd, because Caleb is a lot faster now.
Right. It's quite funny how I've got a 230 average, because that was back when the cutoff was.
Oh wait, what? When was that?
That was quite a while ago.
Okay.
I nearly made cutoff. I averaged when I was practicing Mega 145, and then I couldn't get sub 2. I got a 234.
Oh, 2017.
Well, a 2 flat 30.34 is what I mean, not.
Ah. Okay, you got that in 2017, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I started doing Mega officially after the cutoff was changed to 2 minutes. So I just decided to get sub 2 at Wellington. I got a 142 average.
Yeah.
So why not? Oh, no left.
Is that all?
Goodbye, Jasper. I guess we move on.
Yep.
There's not too much left anyway, I guess. Pyraminx. speaking of Jasper, no. Elias got a really good average at Nationals. He got a 3.30. And I think he said that was bad for him. But he was still happy with it because it was official.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. We have Ching and then Tom, also on the psych sheet. I don't know how much Tom practices para. I don't think he does much. I know Alexander does a bit. So I'm gonna just go with Elias first because he probably will get like a maybe possibly a lower 3 average, and then Cheng and then Alexander, I guess. Okay, now Skewed, the scary one. So it's kind of Isaac or Mentris that we're taking here, but I think Isaac is faster. So yeah, Isaac's got a way faster official average by like over a second, but you don't really practice much, do you?
No, but the thing is, my finals average for Skewb, it may appear like it was really bad, but I plus 2'd 3 times, and it would have been like a 304 average if I didn't plus 2.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think you'll get a mid-3 average maybe.
Yeah.
Sub 3 surely.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, clutch.
Yeah.
Okay, so Megamix.
We're on Skewed now.
Did you hear what I said about Megamix?
Yep, we heard it all.
We heard
loud
it all,
and clear.
Jasper.
Did you? Wait, so at what point did you stop hearing me?
Wait, actually, it might have been 4.
Yeah, also.
Okay, well, I guess Mike can edit me in somehow.
Or edit you out.
I'll do a really fast speedrun recap.
Where are we up to?
Square
Square
one.
one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, we have Lee Stentor Barnett, and then Tim
gonna
and
be
then
Tim.
Naren on the sheet.
I think Tim, Lee, and then I don't know.
No, Naren's pretty good. I think Tim then Lee then Naren for this one.
Well, I mean, I think Anaran, like, he said that average was quite good for him, and he also depends a lot on whether he gets parity. Like, it makes a huge difference for him. So, I don't think he has very consistent results, at least
Doesn't it
from
matter?
how he described his squad solving.
Doesn't parity affect everyone?
Yeah, but I think he takes a long time to do it or something because, I don't know, he just talked a lot about parity affecting his results, so I
Okay.
think Brandon is practicing square one, so he could come third.
Okay, possible, yeah. Yeah, so I'll stick with Tim, then Lee, and then a kind of an Aaron or Brandon for third. Let's just say they both tie, they get the same average and single. They both get third.
No, but then it goes to the second best single.
No, I think... Wait, does it?
No, isn't that what you were talking about with Alex
No,
yesterday?
'cause Alex said that only does that if you go into finals
Oh,
or something
yeah,
in the
yeah.
second round. The podiums are
Right.
tied.
Okay.
So I'll say
Right.
that they're going to tie for single and average in third. Okay, 4-1. Well, we only have one success on the psych sheet. This is...
I honestly have no clue.
Well, then I guess we'll put a one-person podium.
No, I'm going to say that Lee will DNF and Cole Campbell will get a success in 4-1, because why not? And then 5 blind.
I don't know.
No one will get a success.
It's
sorry.
gonna be it's gonna be any, many, money, and iron.
Just any mini money, bro.
Yeah.
You are listening to the KRCA Podcast, brought to you by speedcube.co.nz.
That was very fast. Okay. So I guess that's it for the predictions. We'll see how that happens after a few weeks.
Well, like
And-
2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks and like 4 days or something, yeah. And speaking of in a few weeks, this is the last episode of the... Well, I was about to say this is the last episode of the KRCA Podcast.
We're never going back.
Bye!
Let's give everyone a bye. No, okay, this is the last episode of the KRCA Podcast in 2020. So this year was kind of a wild ride. We got like 3 competitions to talk about, which isn't bad.
Compared
So
to other
hopefully
Did we even talk about NAS results?
we talked... Not really, we kind of talked about... Oh yeah, we didn't really do that, didn't we? We probably should have announced it in ours and stuff, but
We should do that now.
next time.
Do that now.
Speed run,
Speed run?
go, speed run.
Wait, I need to find them,
Okay, here we go. NRs. James McDiamond with a 23 FMC single. Daniel Fraser with a 6:15 NR clock single. Alex Taylor with a 8:39 NR clock average. James McDiamond with a 38:23 NR Megaminx single. James McDiamond with a 43:53 NR Megaminx average. Dwayne Ramos with a 24 OCR Scube average, which puts him 8th in the world.
It was 2.4, not 24.
Whoops, 2.4. Dwayne Ramos with a 10:14 NR OH single. Dwayne Ramos with a 11:56 NR OH average. Jasper Murray with a 2.53 OCR, the former OCR Pyramix average. Adrian Alvo Martin with a 6:06 NR 3x3 single. Ben Kirby with a 49.03 NR 505 single. Ben Kirby with a 51.71 NR average. Ben Kirby with a 29.46 NR 4x4 average. Dwayne Ramos with a 9.69 NR OH single. Lucas O'Connell with a 1.50 NR Scube single. Adrian Alvo Martin with a 5.84 NR 3x3 single. And that was it.
Hey.
I think there was a few people who got multiple, but actually there's only like four different. Oh no, out for clock, but like all the others were like 4 different people. Like Lucas, Dwayne. Oh, actually Lucas didn't. He only got 1, but it was Adrian, Ben, Dwayne, and James. Pretty much, who just got a bunch of them.
Very big congratulations to everyone who got NRs. Okay, so everyone have a good Christmas, and we'll see you guys in the next episode in January 2021. Goodbye, everyone.
Or not. Bye.
Yeah, this is the last episode. Goodbye, everyone, forever.
Bye.
Bye.
That was the KRCA Podcast, brought to you by speedcube.co.nz.